This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business podcast. We try and come to you today with short business episodes, short private equity episodes, and interviews with brilliant private equity and business leaders. We're going to come to you today with 5 quick stories that we're following. First, private equity seems to be bouncing back. We're starting to see as a limited partner lots of capital calls for commitments made over the last couple of years. I view it as a very healthy sign that private equity started to get back in the game. And these are typically looking at mid-sized deals, not the huge go private deals that we're starting to see as well from the big funds, but the mid-sized funds seem to be coming back at it as well. Second, the job market seems to be really slowing. August, a very slow month for job creation, the slowest in 3 years by the private sector, as well as less open jobs than we've seen in a long time. That number coming down to 7 million from a pandemic peak of 13 to 15 million, and really starting to tighten up in terms of the job market. Third, the stock market, after a couple of bad days that followed a couple of great weeks, seems to be holding its own right now. We'll see how it does going into the weekend. It's still too early to tell today, but those are 3 of the stories we're following so far. Fourth, we had a separate podcast and discussion about Taylor Swift and Joe Rogan and this incredible generational talent that they each have. Whether you're a fan or not, there's a lot to be admired at what they're doing. And I guess fifth, I'll talk about very quickly, one of the great ones of all time is Jim Harris, who in his own insane way is one of the most centered and balanced people I know. He was recently appointed to head up a judiciary committee, something many of us didn't see, but we do think of him as sort of like Louis Brandeis or Felix Frankfurter, one of the great justices of our time. He would be offended if I said he's like Brett Kavanaugh, though I think Brett Kavanaugh is a very, very bright person, a very good judge, maybe more like John Roberts if we're looking at today's justices. In any event, those are 5 of the stories we're following today. We talk about Taylor Swift some, jobs in the wrong direction, the market maybe stabilizing a little bit, private equity seeming to make a comeback to start getting active again, and then Jim Harris and Justice for All. Fascinating to watch what's going on there. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Anytime you have a suggestion, an idea, feel free. Text Scott Becker, 773-766-5322. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast.